Yeah, today is Monday. What is it? Monday the 30th today? Monday, July the 30th, I believe it is. In these pushing 75, 80 degrees, 85-degree days. And then mid-afternoon we get these downpour showers for about an hour. Just out of nowhere. And mid-afternoon. Just a torrential downpour for about an hour. No thunder, no lightning. Every day it's been happening for weeks now. And Mr. Goose is in the pail of water over there that I got for the chickens and ready for them. And these guys were in the bush in the shade. I just called them out. And yeah, that's what's been happening here. Yesterday there was one cloud in the sky. Today a few like this. And you see this one black cloud right there? That's what we had yesterday, with one cloud like that. And it came down. I was down here feeding and watering, or not watering, but just checking to make sure the waters were working. And by the time I got halfway back up to the house, it started to come down in buckets. I was soaking wet by the time I got to the house. And 45 minutes later, it stopped. And I believe that one black cloud up there is going to freaking give us a dump here. You know, and everything is lush and green and growing. And these guys have been just pigging out on grass. They've been down in the mud, in the ravines, because it's been muddy as heck down in the ravines down below on both sides, especially down over there. In the bottom of that hole down there, it's all like wet clay down in there, and they lay down in that cool mud down there. As you can see it all over this white heifer here. And just 6 feet below that clay is gotta be 30 feet of like white beach sand under that 6-7 feet of clay, because I've done some test hole diggings down there in that ravine down there. And when it gets really soft in the springtime, you can take a skidder and you can tramp refrigerators and freezers in the ground, and they just disappear. But I say I've dug in the summertime down there when it was dry with a big excavator. 6 feet of clay, and I dug into 30 feet of white sand. Just clean, pure white sand. Beautiful stuff. I dug down as far as 28 feet down, and I was still going. And so I don't know how deep it is, that white sand down that ravine. And I've been saying for years I'd love to bring an excavator in and rent one for a weekend or for a few days anyway, and strip that 6 feet of clay off, 6-7 feet of clay off of there, and ramp it down into that white sand there. That's freaking beautiful, like beach sand down in there. The cows are having a feed here of DE, cracked corn, and chopped barley. Today is their lunch today. And they didn't finish the other feeder off up there. They just come and boss these younger ones around, these smaller guys. You get in there and you tell them, Bessie. Yeah, you tell them. Yeah, you can see I pushed all the manure down over there. That was all here from the winter, and I still got some left on the side there to clean up, but there was that box in the way here that I had for shelter for them for the winter, and I had to move that out. because they basically tore it all apart. I gotta fix it. Even the wall on this barn here, they pushed this wall out was 6 inches, and that back wall down there they pushed out about 6 inches, and it was nailed in there with 5-inch spikes, but they pushed it right off the floor. And now she's gonna go to her mineral block over here. Well, one thing I haven't shown you guys in a long time that I keep forgetting about when I've done videos in the past is these guinea hens over here. I don't think I've showed them. I know I've gone over the chickens and everything else, and the pigs and everything, but I keep forgetting about the guinea hens I got in here. But they sure are skittish. Look at that. And there's one duck in there with them. But they can't fly too good yet, so I've been keeping them pretty much inside here until they can fly better. Because, like I say, I got foxes around here like crazy, and been just giving them some cut grass and stuff. But they're very skittish, even though they're used to me coming and feeding and watering them every day. I got lots of air going in there because I got the vents on both sides open. Yeah, I'll bet you any money she'll rain again here in a couple hours. It's been doing that every day. I haven't even started up a lawnmower this year. The steers have been keeping everything cut down in the yard here really good. And then they move further out in the pasture. And then in the nighttime they come back here and they eat up what parts are starting to catch up again. But these two big guys here will be going to the abattoir this fall. This guy here in front of me and the one behind him. And then of course this brown heifer, she'll be staying, and all black one there beside the heifer, but just getting pushed by the other big guy there. But the white heart on his head there, he'll stay the winter yet because he's only about 10 months old now. 10 months? No, a year old now. He's just a year old now. These other guys here, they were born a year ago last May, so they'll be 18 months this fall when they get sent out to the abattoir just about half an hour from here. And then they'll go to families in need. The meat will go to families in need and shelters, and yeah, because they'll be 18 months old, and the flies are better on you today since I sprayed you yesterday. Eh? I sprinkled DE on you yesterday and took care of the flies pretty good, because yesterday the flies were really bad on you guys. Yeah, but that DE helps a lot for the flies. And they didn't finish their green in their trough. There's still some there yet. But no, it's, if I hadn't cut this, or if the cows didn't eat this and I didn't cut this, it would be up to my neck. Because other years when I didn't cut it at all, it was up to my neck. And then I mulched it in for green manure, because it's basically all just red clay after it was stumped out. And now it's coming in pretty thick, but the steers and the heifers have been mowing it down through the bush and through everywhere, all up through here pretty good. There's still lots of grass way out there on the other side between the ravine and the road and on the hydro line down there, but they seem to concentrate close by here. And then in the mornings, just at daybreak at 5:30 in the morning at daybreak, I see them get up from their sleeping spot down by that spruce tree over there. And then they start eating this area first thing early in the morning. Then they move out either over there or they move out onto the hydro line. Then mid-afternoon they go down into the bush. These two big guys are probably pushing 1,200 pounds right now. Oh, now they got into my water bucket that I had for the chickens and the turkeys. And now they dumped it out on me. So anyway, yeah, I may be having a 12-week-old boar, purebred Hampshire pig coming tomorrow that I'll use for a breeder for the two females that I got that I'll keep for breeding. The two females are Hampshire and Lampshire crosses, and then this one that I'm supposed to be getting tomorrow is a purebred Hampshire 12-week-old boar. I just got word today about it, so we'll see what happens. Yeah, so if you guys can help out at all with donations with any of the links down below on the PayPal account to help feed the families in need. I'd sure like to get some more calves before winter comes in, but due to the price of milk replacer, I've had to hold off this year, and I won't have any calves next summer if I don't get some. But at $74, $78 a 20 kg bag, that's pretty steep when each calf needs about 2 bags, sometimes 3, depending on how well they do. And then hay for the winter. Like I know the last 3 months of the winter here, they went from going through, all these guys went from going through a bale, one big 1,500 pound bale of hay a month, to the last 3 months they're going through almost 2 bales with these big guys. These three really big guys. But that one all black one there, second one in line there, he'll stay this winter yet and probably get butchered in the spring. And then we'll see whether this heifer here closest to me, that white and black one, she's a free martin, born twins with a bull, so she could be sterile. To a 10% chance she might be okay, but we'll see if she goes into heat or not next spring, or this winter I should say. But I wouldn't breed her till next fall. You want her to be at least 2 years old, because you can ruin a good cow by breeding them too young. They got to be at least 2 years old before you breed them. A lot of people make a mistake and they breed them before 2 years old, and then they have problems, and they don't know what to do with the calf, and they don't take care of it. And as it gets older, being it had that experience to begin with, it basically follows that same trait with the rest of them. So they got to be 2 years old minimum. And also, you can ruin a good cow by breeding too young. You know, anything from not being a good mom to not producing enough milk for it because they just were bred too young. You know, I know a couple of people, they bred their heifer at, you know, a year old, and they're wondering why they can't calf share because it's barely getting enough milk for the one calf. Well, she never developed enough, but yet you could take the same heifer from the same bloodline and grow it to 2 years, and Christ, I can have her calf on it and 2 or 3 other, sometimes 4 other bottle calves on her, and still take milk off her for myself. You know, and it's like, I cringe when I watch YouTube and people are breeding their year and a half old heifer, and then they're wondering why they're not getting enough milk to calf share, and why they have to bottle feed the calf because the mother won't look after it. And see, they know I'm going to be going into the chickens to feed them, and they want that chicken food. They want that pullet grower I got in there that's mixed with more corn and oats and barley and cornmeal. That's why they're sitting there, because they know it's my next stop, and they try to get in there with me when I'm sprinkling it on the ground in there for them, for the meat birds and the laying hens. But they'll lay down right there and wait for me to go there. It's funny. It's absolutely funny. So let's take a walk up here. Maybe they'll go back in the bush before I come back, because I'm not going to try and fight in there right now to get to them. I did that yesterday and I just about got stompled in there. I will take a walk up here and see what happens here. Yeah, so again, you know, there's a PayPal link there. You can help donate to feed other families. There's a link there to a GoFundMe account. I can try and build some kind of cabin here before winter comes in, because as I've told the story, and I'll get into it more later, another day, how my ex-wife flooded the whole place and she got the insurance money and everything out of it. And it's darn cold in there in the wintertime, because it's like having the windows wide open, because the floors are gone in it. And with my $800 a month pension, that barely covers my hydro bills and phone bills and property taxes and feed for these guys. Summertime, it doesn't take too much feed for them, but it still takes a little bit. I got the 2 roosters there that I think I showed you before. They were given to me so that when I got the pullets, when they start laying this fall, I can get fertile eggs out of them. Piggy, 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 piggy! Piggy, piggy, piggy! Piggy, piggy, piggies! I hear the piggies! Oh, you guys were rolling in the mud, eh? Were you guys rolling in the mud? Oh, yes, we're rolling in the mud hole, eh? Yeah? Oh, look at that, eh? Aren't they? That biggest guy there, right there, he'll be butchered this fall. Once he gets up about 300 pounds, it'll probably be closer to Christmas time. And then these two other guys are the females I'm going to keep for breeders. Boy, they've really been in the mud today. They've dug themselves a wallow out by the automatic nipple feeder there. They dug a big wallow out there, and they stand there with their mouth on the water, automatic water nipple. And they just let the water run out of their mouth into the big hole they dug. And they make themselves a big wallow there for themselves to roll in. And like, what? Yeah. 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 See, look at, they got that big hole dug out there. And you see the pig nipple water right there? They stand there with their mouth on it. I've watched them. And they just stand there and let the water run out of their mouth and into that hole. They take turns. And they fill that up with water on their own. You guys didn't finish eating your food. Yeah. Yeah, I'm going to see about getting you a boyfriend tomorrow. Yeah. Because we'll breed you later this winter. So that you'll have, both of you'll have babies 3 months, 3 weeks, and 3 days later. I was going to artificial inseminate, but hey, if I can get my hands on a boar, which is only 12 weeks old, extremely cheap, and it's been given to me, so yeah, so that bale's got to get cut apart and thrown in the garden and for mulch and let these pigs chew through it. But I've been waiting for them to chew this garden down some more because it was all grown in with weeds and grass. And they've actually been doing not a bad job. Like even this gravel driveway here, they've uprooted all this gravel here like crazy. It was all grass like this right over top of the gravel driveway. They dug all the rocks open there. They've chewed these rocks all open. They've dug holes here, down the banks, all through here. This was all up to my waist high grass in here. And look at, they've beaten down trails. Look down here. This was heavy duty roots. And I'd thrown some cow manure in here this spring when I cleaned the barns out. And I spread it out over top of here, so they've really been rooting around in here for bugs. You know, they've dug it up really good. And over here, there was chicken manure over there. You know, they've been rooting around in here pretty good. You know, just one wire electric fence holding them in. There's the wire right there, you see with the yellow marker on the post. Just one wire, 12 inches off the ground. See, they've been rooting around in here pretty good. You guys are following me? Eh? Yeah, they've been rooting all through here. And as they get bigger, they'll be rooting even more. So I've been just waiting for them to root this up good before I throw that old 3-year-old hay that's half decomposed already. Before I throw that down here, and they can chew that all up in here. So I'm just waiting for them to get more dirt turned over in here. Yeah. Hear the thunder? There's the thunder. Yeah, I told you we're going to get another rainstorm. Yet there's no rain in the forecast, but you see that black cloud up there? You can hear the thunder over there. I don't know, you might have been able to hear it in the video. It was pretty loud. But these guys go to town on here. And they just started down here, last week, rooting around in here pretty good. because they were rooting around up here. But now that they're getting bigger, they're starting to really root good, and I want them to really root this up because it's been really compacted, because it hasn't been grown in here for the last 6 years, I think it is. Yeah, 6 years since I had a garden in here. I got a rototiller I could run through here, a big Troy-Bilt. Actually, I got two of them, two Troy-Bilt rototillers, one 8 horsepower and one 11 horsepower, but let the pigs do the work. And then all I have to do next year is just lightly run the tiller through, and that's it. Okay, have a great day, people, and we'll talk to you later. And if at all possible, you can help out at all. There's a GoFundMe there to help me try and build something for this winter, and PayPal one for helping to feed people in need. Okay, take care, and we'll talk to you again later.